Welcome to NocBro Nation.
Welcome back, guys. Daryl here.
And I'm Josh, and today we're here to talk about the Daryl spinoff. Now, recently released news from Scott Gimple. It is in France.
Oh my God. It's there.
Yes.
He's going to the variant hordes that are going to be all over France. Now, guys, this news came out during the Walking Dead preview. We're a little late on getting this information out, but that's okay. We wanted to give you guys our thoughts on it. It's exciting. We knew that they were filming over in Europe. It wasn't going to be confirmed if it was taking place in Europe. I mean, they can film anywhere and make it look like the United States, but it is going to be set in France. And for those people who watched Walking Dead World Beyond, the post-credit scene, it is going to be taking some of that story into this spinoff.
Yeah.
So that is insane.
Still no reason why he goes to Europe, specifically France. Do you think we, I always like to bring this up, but do you think we get any of the Alien? Because wasn't that in Spain? That was in Spain.
That was in Spain. Yeah.
Still.
The Walking Dead, the Alien was a kind of a spinoff that was written by a writer. It basically took place, gave us the insight of Rick Grimes' brother, who was over in Spain. Had an unfortunate ending on that.
And we know he does have a brother in the show. It was referenced
referenced once, very early. I can't even remember when it was. But
that'd be fun. That'd be cool.
It'd be cool.
Taking place in France. And, obviously, like we said, this brings in, obviously going to be dealing heavy with the variant.
Yeah, for sure.
And I asked you, I said, is there going to be any connection? Do you think it's Dr. Jenner, that connection with Daryl, that brings him over there?
It's possible. So, guys, any of you who haven't watched World Beyond, we'll give you the short of what that post-credit scene was. So, basically, what we found out and what we're led to believe right now is the French had a very big hand in either starting the apocalypse or making it worse as far as these variants in the in France. So basically, it was a shot of a woman who came back to a building, and she was watching these old videos from Dr. Jenner, and she was part of the Violet team. And there were two teams, the Primrose team and the Violet team. And in that building, it had a message on there, which it was in French, which basically translated to "the dead is born here." The dead are born here, or whatever. And so in that message, it was, all in French. You had to have subtitles. But Dr. Jenner did mention that, hey, I was, very excited to see your test results. I'm very interested about these variant cohorts that you were mentioning. We haven't seen that here yet. Now, of course, we know that with Dr. Jenner, he mentioned the French were the last to leave. While everyone was killing themselves and getting out, the French were still researching. Now, the Primrose team, most of the Primrose team went to the United States. They were in a conference in Toledo. Now, it's kind of heavily referenced that possibly, the Primrose team were working on genetic stuff either right before the apocalypse or when it started, and they could have brought something over to the U.S., which then spread there. We do know that some of the Primrose team did try to make it back to France, and they were captured by this unknown group because there was a guy pointing a gun at this woman.
And slaughtered.
And so they were slaughtered, and now they're capturing them. But during the conversation, he mentioned that you guys started this, and you guys made it worse. So
I think Dr. Jenner also had mentioned that they were the furthest along in even finding anything.
The French?
Yeah,
they were.
Didn't he say something like that?
I think so, yeah.
He ensued.
Yeah.
Because I think our group had asked Dr. Jenner, does anybody know what it is?
Right.
And that's when he said that.
And nobody knows. I mean, and here's the thing. We're led to believe the French may have started this, but even Robert Kirkman has never told what started the virus. He's hinted at funny stuff, but I don't think we'll ever find out. But I think it's cool that if the French did maybe have a hand in it, where that Primrose team maybe brought something over to the U.S., but over in France, they tried to fix it, and they didn't, and they made an even worse walker that can now run, that seems more intelligent. But to your question, I don't know how Jenner would relate. I don't know how Jenner would be brought up now for Daryl that makes him go to... That's the biggest question, dude. Why in the fuck is he going to France?
Europe? Yeah. Just back on the variant walkers, I wonder if they also don't decay. That'd be sweet. Oof. Because we've always asked that, right? Mm-hmm. If you have a walker that now doesn't decay but also can run,
and have higher intelligence.
Shit, dude.
Yeah, because when she was shot and she was trying to get out and she was banging on the door and you can see the impressions of how strong she was, but she like immediately knew where to go to get out. It's like she knew that, oh, somebody just shot me. I'm gonna turn around and run to the door. It's dude. It's going to be insane. But yeah, that's the biggest question, guys. And from Scott Gimple, he mentioned that this series, so Daryl is a fish out of water to start with. If Daryl finds himself with new people, he's a fish out of water. In France, in a country that's going through the apocalypse, it's an entirely different thing. He finds himself having to reinvent himself again, having to find himself again, and also not being with probably the only people in the world he's comfortable with. Yeah.
Oh shit. He's in a different country that
predominantly speaks French. Yes, they may have some people who can understand English.
But look, I mean, it's going to be a wasteland.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because we're going to a different country doesn't mean we're getting away from our Walker problems.
Right. And also, depending on where in France we're going, you know, they did not mention where in France they were in the World Beyond post-credit scene. You know, we're all just going to assume, oh, is it in Paris? Oh, let's go to Paris. No, it could be some town out in the middle of nowhere, some, wine country or something. Who knows? But I think that type of medical facility that World Beyond was in, it's going to be more closer to a city, somewhat of a decent sized town.
I was just thinking like a medical facility or a disease type facility,
like a CDC type thing. Yeah.
Shouldn't be in a city,
right? Outside the city, yeah.
Should be outside of a city,
right?
But no, I mean, are you gonna put it in France or Paris?
I don't know what they're gonna do. We'll find out. It's very intriguing right now. It's just, we did a video talking about how the showrunners want to end the story of The Walking Dead and not setting up stories for the spinoffs. Well, technically, you're gonna have to.
You're setting up a story here.
How are you gonna show Daryl? Unless you're going to show it in the spinoff of how he decides to get over in France. A, why? B, how? How is he getting over there? It's a long trip by boat.
Yeah. You got to wonder, is there some kind of relation, right? That takes him there. Yeah. I
don't think he has any family.
And you and I thought it would be really cool if we opened up this series with the flashbacks to the medical conference in Idaho.
Yeah, it was in Toledo.
That'd be freaking sweet.
That'd be cool. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
And someone's sick.
Someone's part of the Primrose team.
Like the conference.
Yeah, they get a phone call and says, "Hey, something's happening. Like, try to get back here." Like,
be awesome. I'd love to see that.
And then people jumping on planes and taking it back, spreading it more, and the Primrose team and Violet team trying to, come up with a cure, trying to fix it.
You could do a small mini series on the events of them in the lab, just trying to get this thing, figure out what's going on, and
seeing the first variant arise and run everywhere and kill everything.
I'd love to see that.
It'd be so cool. But yeah, this is one of the biggest. The Negan Maggie spinoff is. I can kind of see that. I'm buying that a little bit more. I'm still
the Daryl stuff.
I'm still unsure why they're going to New York.
I'm buying that more than Daryl.
There's more theories on why they could go, but Daryl going.
How the hell are you bringing somebody from the U.S. to Europe? like someone like Daryl.
Yeah,
it just doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense. Like he wants to be by himself now, so he's gonna find a trip
and does him going over there have, since we know there's variants over there, does that have any connection? Do you think that's why they're having Aaron say the things that he's saying?
Could be
that we saw in the trailer.
Yeah, because Aaron mentioned,
they're setting it up. Like, hey, there's something else going on here. Daryl, you go figure it out.
Right.
Like, I don't get that.
But
that wouldn't make any sense. Still,
something has to trigger him to know where he needs to go. Yeah, I get the whole Aaron thing where he's like, "Oh, I heard stories about walkers being able to climb walls and open doors and stuff like that," but that could be a little tease of it. But to take Daryl to France, that's a big step, and leaving everyone behind. Yeah, I mean,
especially Rick.
Once again, if Rick doesn't make it back at the end of the show, then. That was one big thing that people were thinking of was, would Rick be over overseas. That's why he hasn't made it back in over 6 years. Yeah, that's plausible. It could work.
It would have been plausible pre Rick and Michonne announcement.
Exactly. So
you're not doing that now.
You're not doing that now. So you can't, if what we're hearing is that the Rick and Michonne series is only going to be 6 episodes right now. There's potential for more, but who knows what they're going to do. But you can't, to tell the Rick and Michonne series in 6 episodes, you can't throw in, oh, Rick was first over in France for however many years, and then Daryl saw him whisk away because Rick's going back to the United States. So now Daryl decided to stay and see what's going on in France. Like, it won't
if
mix.
anyone has the capability of going across the pond, it's CRM.
It depends, dude. Like, you cannot make it across the ocean in a helicopter without refueling.
No, get it.
Yeah, but if they have big,
they have helicopters, dude. They have planes. They have to.
If they have planes, maybe. If they have big, maybe they've commandeered an aircraft carrier.
But then, here's another thing that's possible.
Yeah,
a submarine,
that's
possible.
A cargo ship.
It's not just a 737 that can go across either.
Yeah,
it's a pretty big plane that has to go across.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, for sure.
Can you take a 737 across the pond?
I think so. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, you can go cruising altitude.
Yeah.
I don't know if it contains enough fuel to go over.
That's the thing. The fuel. That's the thing with anything now in this 12 years into the apocalypse. The fuel for a plane, for an aircraft carrier, for a cargo
jet
ship.
Fuel.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't know how they're still having helicopter fuel. I don't know.
Well, they're obviously resupplying it. They're obviously they've
CRM had many drop points, and they're harvesting fuel all over as much as they can.
They are making fuel. I mean, it's that has continued.
Yeah,
obviously.
For CRM, yeah.
So
I kind of think something, man. It has to be something CRM related, but
that gets him over there.
I'm still that helps him get him over there, but I'm still baffled as to just the reason as why he's going to France. I can't think of it right now.
You're talking about someone that is so isolated in his community that he's in now. Now that's expanded a little bit, but that hasn't expanded intercontinentally.
Exactly.
That's,
for him to go on his own.
And you're talking about someone that is more. I don't know. Would you say Daryl's more of an introvert type?
Mm-hmm. He is.
He insulates with his people well.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see him as the type that would want to pick up and go to France.
No,
it doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense right now. It's exciting for now, guys. It's very baffling, the questions that we have. I'm sure that you have questions too, but once again, we wanted to give you our thoughts on the confirmation that it is in France. They're going to be taking pieces of the World Beyond post-credit scene. We're going to be getting variant walkers, maybe some more history into the Primrose and Violet teams, not really spreading the virus, but continuing the virus and splitting it, making it mutate to where France and maybe Europe is just filled with millions of these walker variants that can run and jump and just kill you in an instant.
That's insane to think about that.
Black Summer shit, guys.
We missed that
show.
Shit.
I know. Anyway, guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure if you enjoyed, smash the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for more Daryl spinoff news as it comes and any other theories that we can come up with very soon. I'm Jarrell.
I'm Josh.
We're NocBro Nation. We're out.